car 14 has been released.
The heat is on in Adelaide, both in terms of the championship pressure and the actual temperature out there at the moment as we get the Boost Mobile Top 10 shootout underway. It's 33 degrees out there. We're heading towards a temp of 36 degrees as a peak in Adelaide today, and we've got a really scrambled story to tell you about our shootout. Turn 11 is highly complex. Now he's got some tailwind on the run through 13 and 14. There was a little bit of oil on the left side of the road there at 13 earlier in the day. Had a couple of stabs at the turn in at the final corner. He's sitting 18th in the championship. Whatever happens, he's going to be in the top 10, and this will be his best ever quali performance in Adelaide, and he's achieved a 1 minute 21.1. It skipped and bounced out through 1 and 2, and it's a big right front lock up into 4, and he's overrun it at turn 4 at the end of Wakefield Street and has the flick spin, and Bradley rolls his eyes. Now he's got to press on here, and what a frustration for him. So if this last very challenging corner that involves turning and braking and a very tight, slow corner, if it glues together nicely, he'll potentially get to the top here on this lap. Andrew Jones watching in the background, and he punches out a 1 minute 20.7 Jackson Evans, and that was a nice job for the 28-year-old. Where the challenge is to try and get a tonne and a half to turn and stop simultaneously.
Nice. Got through there well. He used that inside curve a lot more than normal. He went off the road there before in the practice session, and he's done a very good job for a 20.72 to be the fastest by 0.037.
It's a good-looking lap here from Payne. I have not seen one tiny little error at all. Pushing all the way to the flag, and he nearly gets a 19, but not quite. A 1 minute 20.1, and that was a quality effort.
That was an absolutely superb lap.
Battling to try and pull it up straight. In fact, so much so that he couldn't actually get it down to the apex. Now, that one will hurt big time because it hurts your exit speed. So it just bobbled under brakes into 14, and that drops him into 5th on a 21.3. Right up against the edge of the fence on exit. So this is going to be right at that number that Payne achieved. It might even sneak into the 19s if this last corner all stitches together nicely. No wheel spin there in second gear. Perfect gear changes. Is this going to be good enough for Feeney to climb over the top? And it is, but only just by 2/100ths of a second over Payne. And Paul and Sue on the left-hand side of screen. Feeney are very pleased with that lap for young Brock to see precisely how Thomas is eyeing up this location. 5th gear, turn 13, fan the throttle, and then land the car into the brakes, loading up those front tyres. It slid a little bit in the rear just on the way in, late in the stop. His first sector split, best of class. He's right on target to be out or near the top, and he goes to the top on a 1 minute 20.08, and he's got a margin of 6/100ths of a second over Feeney, and Rod Nash appreciates that work, as does Chris Stuckey. He was the Saturday winner here last year. Cam Waters on screen now through 1 and 2. By the way, looking at the data, it was the last corner where Randall was a 10th quicker in the final corner in the micro sectors that gave him that tiny edge of 6/100ths of a second, as Waters now makes his way towards the left-hander at turn 5. Hard on the cut in second gear, and the same between 5 and 6. It looks like a ripping start to the lap so far. We know that this guy's got form here. 27.3 is the number in the first sector. He's only 6/100ths slower than his teammate. He's right in the game.
And he's on green tyres, so he's gone with a brand new tyre. Let's have a listen here. He got in the throttle, he had to come back out, but that was very close to the fence, the left-hand side of the exit.
Very close, and there were a couple of stabs. There was some throttle weaving and threading in that process there as he waited to secure the front of the thing. He had the pole here this time last year. He uses a bit of the cushion on the way in towards turn 11. On board now, Cam's viewpoint. Now his mid-sector split is right there, but the cumulative is just a fraction better than his teammate Randall. Is this going to be good enough to potentially get him a Boost Mobile pole? Nice job out of the final corner. They are not daring to blink inside the Tickford garage, and he cracks at 19. Waters has done a 1 minute 19.9 for the provisional pole. That's a beautiful job. And the margin at the moment is 0.118. And so far, we've got Tickford cars 1 and 2. It's going to be close, but I'm not sure unless this last sector is going to really peak whether he will get there. Will Brown now grabbing gears on the run towards the control line, and he drops into position 5, two spots behind his teammate.
Yeah, sorry about that. That could have been really good. I just knocked up the staircase completely.